Good morning, it's me. I'm back. I'm Stephanie Flath, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm coming to you live for mystery stamping. It is Wednesday morning. What's the date? August 12th. I don't think I've said the date in a while. 10:33. I hope you'll be joining me soon. Sorry that I'm late. Hi Rita. You're on time. I was late. I'm glad that you're here though. So we're going to be doing some mystery stamping today. Fortunately, I thought I was going to... Morning, Dina. You'll be happy to know that I found my apron on my way downstairs here. I was remembering that I couldn't find it yesterday for my class, and I thought, oh no, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then I found it at quick glance, so yay. Hi, Carrie. I'm glad you're here. You guys all ready for some mystery stamping? We're going to be doing that, and I also have the new, I hope I say this right, the new Stampin' cut and emboss machine that I'm going to show you too. Yeah, it's so cool. I love it. I'm so excited. And I just realized that I have no water here. I don't think. No water. So while people are still, Charlene is on, good morning. Dina's ready. All right, cool. So and Terry's on, good morning. So are you gonna be stamping later, or did you bring all your stuff to work with you? Let's see. Sorry, I just made it all wiggly. And Marsha's here. So Marsha, are you stamping with me today too, or are you just watching and doing it later? Good morning. I'm so glad to be here. I love the sunshine. We actually had the windows open for a little bit last night, or at least I did. I went out to bring some trash out in the middle of the night, and I'm like, it's cool out here. Oh, yay, good. Just a sec. Excuse me, sorry. Oh, I know, it would be awesome. It was cool outside, so I opened the window that I was sitting by working, and oh yay, Dawn's on. Are you stamping with me today too, Dawn? And I turned off the air, and I told Todd about it. I actually texted him. He's got it on Do Not Disturb through the night. I texted him. He's always the one to say, okay, open up the house today. I could probably let the air go forever because I don't want to be hot. But he ended up saying, it's going to get humid today. You're probably still going to want it on. So I opened my bedroom window when I went to bed just for the night, and then I shut it all down and turned the air back on. But anyway, Mom and I are watching a stamping from my classroom. Oh, that's fun. That sounds awesome. I'm on the big screen. Oh, that's kind of scary. Okay then, hi. I wish I could figure out how, I mean, I know you need special cords and whatever, and I've asked Matt about it before, and I think he's told me, and I maybe he hasn't, I don't know, but I've asked Matt about it. I would love to be able to like use my computer on my smart TV, you know, great big thing, and see it on there. That would be cool. We can watch YouTube videos on there, but to like do Facebook and, you know, stuff like that, I don't have the cord for it. I think you need a special cord, and I've never bought it, and it's one of those things that it's not quite clicking in my mind, so I can't figure it out, but that would be cool. All right, so oh, okay, so good morning, Nancy. I'm glad you're here. Yay. And Kathy's here. Yay. Okay, so I'm going to, what do I have? Oh, I remember now. I'm like, what do I have to give? I'm going to do my, ooh, so I see. I just realized that I don't have my comments up on my computer screen. I've been gabbing too much. So let me do that really quick. Live now. Let me see. I saw There, oh yay, Maggie shared flowers and sunshine. I couldn't see it on my phone. That's all I saw was the flowers. Thank you for sharing that. That's lovely. Okay, so now I have those up, but now I'm going to do my randomizer. So I have 2 names to pick, and everybody's loaded up, and so I'm clicking start. I love the name Randomizer. Oh yay, Rita's my first winner. I need to write it. I will forget. If you're wondering if you were a past winner, no, I haven't mailed them out in a while. Sorry. It's on my to-do list. I only got so many things in the mail last week. I got half of my August birthdays in the mail on time. That made me happy. The other half were at least August ones. That's a step up, but they were late, and I'm gonna be late on a couple more. There's others that I didn't get out. Okay, so I'm picking another name. You're welcome, Rita. You'll get it eventually. Okay, I'm starting the randomizer again. I don't think that was a name until I watched that show on... Oh yay, Maggie won. Okay, Maggie, I don't have your address, I don't think. So can you please message it to me? Congratulations on winning. And I will send you one of my cards from my live last week. So message me your address, please, and I will send it to you. Okay, going back to comments. Not comments. Well, yeah, my page. My business page where I can see comments underneath the screen. Okay. So we're doing the mystery stamping, and my plan is that I will show clue number 1 for just, I don't know, a few seconds or something like that. So in case you didn't see it, you can at least come back to it and pause the replay on this spot so that you can check it out, or maybe you're just finding me now. Oh, I'm gonna need my paper clip to hold all my clues together, or there would be a problem. Morning, Robin. So I'm gonna show you the clue first, the clue number 1, so that people can see it, or you can go to my blog. I posted it originally, well, I posted it this morning and on Monday, I believe. So you can check it out. It's also on my business page, and on those days, but sometimes it's hard to find things on Facebook. So I will show this for people doing the replay, but I'm not holding this up for a long time for those of you who are with me, because you needed to have it ready already. So let's see if I can get this up here now. Okay, I'm going to read the top part. Okay, so in general, choose a designer paper and coordinating colors, as well as a stamp set that has inside and outside greetings, or a couple sets that would work well together. So that's kind of, you're basing your card on your designer paper, basically, as far as the colors that you choose. One thing that I didn't mention, that I realized later, that I hope you guys figured this out, or you might need an extra piece of white or something like that. It's kind of towards the end anyway, but your card base, your main part of your card, needs to be a light enough color so that you can stamp one of your greetings on it. So hopefully you chose a color that was like that. Otherwise you might need to skip that part for the time being. Okay, so that's in general. Also, well, I'll just show this up now. Okay, so hopefully we'll have this close enough. Can everybody see the bottom of this too? I can't tell on my phone. Can you tell me if you can see the bottom? Clue number 1 through clue number 9, or 1 through 9. All right, I'm gonna stop. So if you did a replay, you need to go back and do that, or need to go back and read that again, then you pause it and go back. Okay, what's the paper pumpkin this month? I don't know. You can try looking it up online. I haven't looked at it, and it's a surprise every month. So you'll either, yep, seeing Hoshi. Okay, thanks, Dina. Appreciate it. So it's a surprise every month, and I haven't honestly seen what it is. I don't know. You'll see it when you get it in the mail. I saw that you subscribed. Thank you, Robin. Okay, so ready for clue number 2? So that was clue number 1. It's everything that you needed to prepare for it. Okay, so I'm going to show it to you. Well, maybe I should read it first. I'll read the clue first, and then I will show it so that you can read it for yourself also. Does that make sense? Okay, clue number 2. If you didn't gather by part of clue number 1, it will be helpful to know that this will be a portrait or vertical card. Okay, so that will help you in making your decisions where you're going to be putting stuff or how or whatever. It will make some of the clues make more sense. Okay? All right, so that one's just really quick. Okay. Clue number, I didn't tell you that for the other ones, but this one, you kind of need to know it just because of how it's put together, I guess. Okay. So again, I'm going to read it to you, and then I'll show it to you also. Clue number 3, fold the colored cardstock number 1, the card base, in half, and number 2 in half on their score lines. So maybe you already have that, but you have 2 pieces that have score lines, and you need to fold it on those score lines. Okay? So I'm going to go, while you guys are doing that quick, I'm going to go get my water that I forgot to bring, and one other thing. Both folded. Good job, Marcia. Good morning, Nancy. I'm glad to see you. We're doing mystery stamping if you didn't see that it was planned, and if you didn't see the beginning. I want to hear from one more person that you have your stuff folded, then I'll move on. If you did not know that we were doing mystery stamping, you'll have to go back and do the replay, Nancy, and then you can check out the clue number 1 and get all your stuff together and then do the rest of it. So all I heard from is Marcia that both are folded. Missed that, but can catch up on replay. Oh, perfect. Okay, Dina's done. Okay, cool. Thanks for telling me. Okay, clue number 4. Place strips of tear and tape on the back of the shorter side of the colored cardstock number 2. So it's not your card base, it's the other one. One end is 1/8 of an inch shorter than the other based on how I had you score it. So check that out. The shorter one, that's supposed to be the back part. So I'll put this up here. So you're putting tear and tape on the back of the shorter side of colored cardstock number 2. So that's the second one that you folded. Does that make sense? So I have, by the way, you're welcome, Maggie. Is that for winning, or I'm not sure what your thanks is for. Carrie said she was done with the last step. So tell me when you have the tear and tape on the back of the shorter end of your cardstock number 2. So for all of these instructions, you have 3 different colors of cardstock besides your Whisper White, and I'm referring to them as cardstock number 1, 2, and 3. As far as colors go, I'll say card base. I'll remind you it's card base if that's the one I'm talking about. Make sense? Okay, I'm going to put this down. Marcia's done. Good job. Okay, so just a reminder to anybody else who's watching that maybe you don't know how I do things, but if you, Dina's done. Cool. If you share my video, my live, then you are entered into a drawing. I go live every Wednesday morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and I give away what I make on my live. So if you, please don't wait for me to say, you're multitasking. Okay, sounds good, Carrie. So anyway, so don't forget to share this video, and you'll be entered into a drawing for the one that I have here. I did not make two of them, but I do have a second sort of example for you that everybody seems to love. Okay, so clue number 5. Remove the tear and tape backing and adhere the cardstock to the middle of the inside of the card base, which is cardstock number 1. It should be positioned so that the back of number 2 is tucked inside number 1, and the front of number 1 is tucked inside number 2. So they're kind of going to be like this. Okay? So I'll let you read it in case you need to, in case that helps you to visualize when you read it also. So if I can read it from my phone, I'll do it again. Remove the tear and tape backing and adhere the cardstock to the middle of the inside of the card base, number 1. It should be positioned so that the back of number 2 is tucked inside number 1, and the front of number 1 is tucked inside number 2. Hopefully you got that. So I have to tell you that the card front of mine is totally inspired by a card that I saw somebody else make. Her name is Su Mohr, I think. Loved her card. But the design construction, that was just, excuse me, a kind of card that I wanted to do, but I just did that part my own for my instructions. But the front is totally a case, but I love it. It's amazing. Okay, so tell me when you have number 2 should be centered. How did I state that? Adhere the cardstock to the middle of the inside of the card base, and they're gonna be nested like this. I'm lost. Can you hold up the instruction again? Sure, just a sec. All right. So the instruction is you're going to remove the tear and tape backing and adhere the cardstock to the middle of the inside of the card base. So number 1 is the card base, number 1 color. It should be positioned so that the back of number 2 is tucked inside the back of number 1, and the front of number 1 is tucked inside number 2. So if this is, let's see, how do I do this? Okay, so this is number 1. This is your card base that you're looking at. So here's the inside of your card base. Here's the outside of your card base. And here, this is number 2. So you're going to be tucking number 2. It's adhering in the middle of it. So like right here. And then it's going to be folded like this. So this is if you were looking at it from like the top edge of your card. This is, it's backwards in or upside down or something in the, what do you call it, in the camera. But like this is the back of card base number 1. This is the back of card base of cardstock color number 2. This is the front of cardstock number 1, and this is the front of cardstock number 2. So they go like this. So, did that make sense? Okay, Dawn says it made sense. Marcia, did you get it this time? I just put it up on the screen again. This is probably one that I should show you what I'm doing, but I only have my done card. Dina got it. All right. I'm waiting for Marcia since she was lost. I think so. We'll see if the card works when we get further along. Okay, sounds good. All right. So I got my people who are checking in with me are done. Okay, so we did ours on the side. I'm not sure what that means, so hopefully it works. Okay, clue number 6. With both flaps open, so this is your card, and these are your flaps. So they're both completely open. So one is on the inside. Looking at my the screen, this is the inside. This is the card base. So they're both open. So let me read. With both flaps open, adhere your large whisper white cardstock, that's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, to the inside of the card base. Oops. I'm going to read it again, then I'll put it up. With both flaps open, adhere your large whisper white cardstock, your 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, to the inside of the card base. So basically, I moved one back to center. Okay. So basically, you're completely covering up the second color of cardstock on the inside of the card base. That's what's happening here. I moved one back to center. Did ours on the side. Both. I'm not sure. I'm still not sure that yours is gonna work out right or whatever. Something to maybe help you describe this. Good job. Dina's done. Is both. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how to describe it in words. I'll say the mouth of both pieces of cardstock need to face each other. That's what I'm gonna say. So if you look at like a Pac-Man mouth, both pieces of cardstock need to face each other. Their mouths do. Okay, Dina's done. Marcia's done. Dawn Marie Snell, are you done? Okay. This one has a lot more clues than the first one, I feel like, but I don't know if it's any harder necessarily. I don't know. It could be harder to understand. That would have even helpful to know. Okay, I was trying to show that. Sorry. So did you fix it, Dawn? Huh, sorry. I was trying to describe it. I didn't know what words to use. I'm sorry. So can I go on with the next clue, or do you need a minute? You good? Okay. All right, clue number 7. Excuse me. Attach the designer paper strip, DSP strip, to the left edge of the Whisper White insert. Go on. I did. I'm trying one of each. Okay, gotcha. So attach the designer paper strip to the left edge of the Whisper White insert. The Whisper White insert is what you just put inside the card base. Make sense? I hope it does. I'm counting on it, and you're counting on it, I know. So when I say left edge, hopefully you caught, I tried to tell you that your designer paper is supposed to be vertical. So hopefully you cut it that way. Thank you, Marcia. Marcia is done. Marcia, I saw your post yesterday about your mom making a hole-in-one. That's awesome. When you first did it, Dina's ready. Thank you. When you first posted it, or when I first read it, I'm like, is she just teasing, or is she for real? That actually happened. That's so awesome. I love it. All right, Dawn and Dot waiting for you. I hope you're not struggling too much because you didn't know about the Pac-Man mouths. That's why your one on the side didn't really make sense to me. That was so exciting for her. She couldn't find her ball first, and then finally found it in the hole. That's so awesome. I love it. I can't believe she's still golfing at 88. I didn't know that she was in that good of health. Todd's dad is 85. He'll be 86 in November. And oh my goodness, I think he would fall over if he tried swinging a golf club. He's just really slowed down. He hasn't been golfing in years, actually. But she's in better shape than I am. I guess so. That's just crazy. And so awesome. Okay, we're just keeping going. It'll be a surprise. Okay. Okay, so clue number 8. Fold card base flap, which is cardstock number 1 closed, and then number 2 flap closed. So now you had them open so you could do your insert and your designer paper, and now you're closing them Pac-Man style. So they're going to be closed. So that is just a quick next clue. So tell me when you're done. I just need to see one of you because it should be a quick clue. Maybe not for Dawn, I'm not sure. I'm excited to see you girls' cards. All right, Marcia's done. Okay, so this one, excuse me, you may have already done this, I don't really know. Dina's done, thank you. Okay, clue number 9. Stamp and color if needed your image on the small whisper white cardstock. So you have a little piece of cardstock this big, or maybe you have a die cut you were planning to stamp, I don't know. But stamp it and color. Ooh, Nancy's stamping along too. I didn't know you were stamping with me, Nancy. So stamp and color your little piece of whisper white. You can use, Dot says yikes. So I know I love seeing everybody's cards. It's so awesome. Okay, so you're gonna be surprised by my little piece of white cardstock here. So stamp and color it. If you're afraid it's gonna take too long, then you can always, I feel like it keeps me, there's too much light on here, so image stamped and done. All right. Wow, you're good. Did you do it ahead of time, Marcia? If you're afraid it's going to take too long, it is something that you can finish later. It shouldn't hurt anything. So you're taking your little stamp. Yep, good job. Did I do that as a tip, like that you could possibly do that, or are you just that smart, Marsha? Or did you cheat? I kind of cheated. Dina's done. Good job. All right. So Dot and Dawn, am I waiting for you? Nancy's done. You guys are good. I love it. You either thought ahead or you're quick. If I had to do coloring and I waited until now, it would be a while. I take a while. I made my people at my class yesterday do so much coloring. I don't work well under pressure, so I stamped ahead of time. Good thinking. That's a good plan. Yeah, I might be. You're ready. Okay, good. Okay, clue number 10. Attach your stamped piece to the mat, which is now cardstock number 3. That's your third color of cardstock. So it's your mat should go behind your stamped piece. So you're attaching your stamped piece to your third color of cardstock. Oops. Busy day. I did a die cut ahead. Good job, Nancy. Sorry, I'm commenting on phone, but watching on the computer, so it's a little behind. No worries. That's right. All right. So I think I'm waiting to see if people are done attaching their die cut piece or their stamped piece to their mat. So tell me if you're done with that. Done. Good job, Dina. So has watching my lives been making you stamp more, Dina? I love that you're stamping. Marsha's done. Okay. So, that made me happy when you said that at class yesterday. Okay. Oops, what was the size for the third cardstock? Just a sec. Well, okay, so what I said was it's 2 inches by 2 1/8 inches, or big enough to be a mat for the die cut piece in line 2. So your Whisper White was supposed to be 1 7/8 by 2. Yes, instead of, good, that's awesome. I love that. Okay, so I think everybody's done with their mat. If not, it's a step that you can go back to. It's not a worry. Okay, so clue number 11. Attach the completed piece, so your stamped piece plus your mat, to the middle of the front flap. So remember, we have a Pac-Man flap with your flap is in the front. Or cardstock number 2 with dimensionals. Make sure that the dimensionals are pulled in just a bit from the top and bottom edges. Otherwise, you might go off and it might be exposed on that flap. So I'll read it again. Attach the completed piece to the middle of the front flap. So middle, horizontal, or this way. Cardstock number 2 with dimensionals. Make sure the dimensionals are pulled in just a bit from the top and bottom edges. Because if you have them all the way to the top and all the way to the bottom, then if you used my sizing, you would hang over the edge of your cardstock flap. Does that make sense? I feel like I say that every single time. Sometimes when I put things into words, like the words don't say what my head is trying to say. So I feel like I always have to check, like, are you getting it? Okay, so that was kind of 2 steps. So you're putting dimensionals on the back and you're attaching it to the flap, to the cardstock number 2 color. The skinny little piece. Marsha's done. Good job. Words are hard. They are. I find that out every time that I have to give instructions for a card, whether it's in my written instructions, like if I'm doing a instruction sheet for a Christmas stamp camp or something, or this, I don't know. It's just people can interpret so differently. But I don't know. I kind of like the not knowingness part. Do you like the not knowingness part of this, or do you prefer to like have me piece together as I go and show you? Like, I don't know. I like surprises, so Nancy's done. Good job. Okay. I can't wait to show you this die cutting machine. It is so awesome. I love it so much. Sorry, it's just sitting here next to me, just waiting to be shown. It's a good thing I put my clues together with a paper clip, because otherwise my fan would just take them away everywhere. You love this? You like just not knowing? Cool. Mystery is fun. Okay, awesome. Well, that makes me happy. I just get nervous when like people are like, I don't know what to do. I want it to be fun, so that's awesome. All right, so does everybody have their dimensional piece on now? I can't tell if I got dones on this one. Okay, good. I'm glad. Thanks, Marsha. Excuse me. Sorry. You're done. Okay. So I'm going to clue number 12. Can you believe there's this many clues? I don't know how many there are. Okay. Excuse me. Open the front flap, which is cardstock number 2, and stamp your 2-inch tall greeting on the front of the card base. So, which is card number 1, or cardstock number 1, making sure that it will be hidden by cardstock number 2 flap. So you're opening, so here's Pac-Man again. So you're opening your top flap and stamping underneath the flap. So you may need to take it back and forth to find where you need to stamp it. Hi, Cheryl. I'm so excited that you're here. I haven't seen you in so long. I was kind of liking our virtual crafting night, but then I get busier when we're in person. So I hope you're doing well. You make stamping a wonderful adventure. Oh, thank you, Nancy. You're so sweet. Okay. I miss you too. Okay. So you open the front flap, your first Pac-Man, which is actually cardstock number 2. You're stamping on your card base, but it's going to be hidden by your flap that you just had. So that's the whole thing. So I'll hold it up so you can read it too. Open your front flap, stamp your 2-inch tall greeting on the front of the card base. I actually have 3 greetings, and I did that in, if you looked at clue number 1, that was in number 7. 3 coordinating greetings. One is 2 inches tall or shorter. One is 1 inch tall or shorter. Mine is actually a die cut greeting. And number 3 is no wider than 2 3/4 wide. So that's how mine were. I did mine is long and skinny for my number 2. So what's on the inside? I guess it just, as long as it's covered by your by your flap, it doesn't really matter, but it needs to be at least smaller than 2 inches tall. The only 1 inch tall is going to be in a different spot on the front, and the 2 3/4 inches wide is going to be on the inside. The width doesn't matter so much on the front, just the height. Longer one inside. I don't know what longer means to you. My long one is on the outside. It's just the height that matters. So, all right. So Dina, you're ready with your stamping, is what you said? It kind of, as long as things are covered, it just kind of matters what makes sense as far as what greetings you're using where. Marsha's done. Dina's done. Yes. Cool. Dawn just waiting to hear if you're in an okay spot to keep going. You're welcome. Sorry, I don't mean to be looking away from camera so much, but looking at my computer for comments just works better. Somehow I see them better. Nancy's ready. So Dawn, I'm just waiting for you. I keep waiting for you because I feel like you're kind of I put you in a tough spot in the beginning with not knowing where to put your stuff or how to put your stuff on. So you're probably trying to maneuver whatever you have to from the rest of the clues. All right, cool. Okay, so clue number 13. We're almost done. Okay, stamp or place your 1 inch tall greeting on the cardstock number 2, which is your card base, but below the flap number 2. So you're gonna have your flap in the way so that you know where it goes. So Pac-Mans are closed, and you want your 1 inch tall greeting below the flap. Below the number 2 cardstock flap. Make sense? I'm gonna have to go back through and ask and count how many times I said "make sense" on here. I probably did it for every clue. Oh, I forgot to show it. Stamp or place your 1 inch tall greeting on cardstock number 2, but below the or cardstock number 1, but below the number 2 flap. So if you didn't remember, on my clue number 1 about my greetings, my 1 inch tall, I actually used a die cut greeting, so mine isn't a stamp at all. So it seems long, but it honestly isn't truly long. It just kind of looks like it compared to everything. All right, so tell me when your second stamped greeting is on there. Two is done. Good job, Gina. dun, dun. We think we're there. All right. Okay, clue number 14. Open both flaps back up and stamp your 2 3/4 inch wide greeting inside the card on Whisper White. So opening both flaps, the card base and the cardstock number 2 flap, and stamp your greeting inside on Whisper White. So that one, that is actually the last stamped part. So you can decide where you want it. Mystery stamping may not be our strength. But hopefully you're having fun. I can imagine you're both having fun. And you can always go back and redo what you want. So stamp your image on the inside on the Whisper White, wherever you would like, actually. Number 3 done. Good job, Dina. Dawn, you crack me up. There, you know what? There is a meteorologist anchor person. I don't even know what station it's on because Todd watches anyone and everyone, I think. I think he goes between every single news station. Anyway, there's a meteorologist that totally reminds me of you every time, Dawn. And I think she's my favorite one. I don't know. I just like how she talks. I like how she presents herself. I don't know. I don't. Todd watches all the weather. Anyway, I think of you every time. Oh my. What's oh my? Uh-oh. We'll be watching the replay later to do this. All right, sounds good. All right, for those of you who are done with your stamping, Marsha's done. Okay, so now all that's left is embellishing as desired. Is it Candace? You know, I don't pay attention to names. I don't know. I'll have to ask Todd. I can't right now because my phone is being on a live, so I can't text him. Honestly, no idea her name. Absolutely none. I'll find out though, and I'll tell you. But every time I look at her, I'm like, I've told you that reminds me of Dot's daughter Dawn, right? Not enough coffee this morning. Okay. All right, so last clue number 15 is to embellish as desired. All right, so does everybody have their stamping done? Are you ready to see mine? Okay, I totally love this card front. Totally. And I had to use my stamps. Final touches done. All right, cool. So I had to use I chose specific greetings for this card too. As I told you, my card front was, I cased it from somebody else and then I just made it into a design that I wanted to share with you. Okay, so are you ready? So here is so I'm going to tell you before I show you, this is not, my stamped image on the front is not a stamp. It's actually designer paper that I cropped. So here is my card front. I love this so much. I had to get the designer paper, the Pets, whatever Pets designer paper. And so he totally looks like Grumpy Cat, and I loved it with the hooray. I loved it so much. Okay, so there's hooray. So it says, so smart, so fun, so sweet, and so wonderful. And I actually did masking to get rid of the exclamation mark because it was the Grumpy Cat. And then I open up and it says, we must be related. Happy birthday. I love this. All right, so did you guys get the flaps going? Did you get it? And the single little balloon, like he's so bored by the balloon. It just cracks me up so much. Okay, so flap. This is cardstock number 2. Cardstock number 1. Little designer paper. I'm glad that you love it. All right, so remember, I totally I totally stole this idea from Su Mohr, the card front, the grumpy cat idea. You did the flap right, yay! All right, so thank you. I'm glad that you like it. Okay, so here's one, and I'm going to show you another one. This is totally not following my directions, but it's the same idea of a card, and everybody has been loving this card. So it's a swap that I got from my team member, Georgianne. And here is her, whoops, here is her card. So she, I don't even know if she followed closely the directions that I just gave you, but in general it looks like it. So here's the flap that's just really skinny, and then here's her inside. Isn't this awesome? So this is the Celebrate Sunflowers stamp set. Obviously it's not portrait, it's landscape, but because of my designer paper that I wanted to use the long strip, it was different than, I know, isn't that awesome? So cool. So everybody's been oohing and eyeing that sees my sample when they get it. So, and I love that, I totally adore this new Magenta Madness. It's amazing. I just love this color so much. Okay, so so that's it for mystery stamping. So now I'm gonna show you, I know, isn't that cool? Thank you. Now I'm gonna show you the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Hopefully I said that right. Before I show you all the pieces, I actually am gonna use it because I did a duplicate card so that I had a sample of this one without my hooray. Oh, that's another thing. When I see this, okay, so I don't know if there's any memes or videos or anything like that where Grumpy Cat is given a voice, but there's a voice that I have in my mind when I see this card, and it's from, oh, is it Open Season? No, I don't remember. There's an animated video where dogs get lost. I think it's mostly dogs, but I think there's a cat in it too that's one of those, it looks bald cats. Were you down to Vicksburg last weekend? No. Did you see me? Was there a reason I needed to be down to Vicksburg? We have family there, which you know, but we didn't go see them or anything. Anyway, so there's a whole bunch of dogs in this movie, and there's a part where, I don't know, they're suddenly driving fast, but they're not really fast, or I don't know, but there's this one dumb, I don't know if it's a dumb cat or a dumb dog, but all of a sudden it just goes wee, like like it has so much fun going so fast, but it's not really, no, it's not that one. I haven't seen that one. It's older. Like my kids would have watched it with me. So I would say maybe even 10 years old. I don't know. I can't remember. There's a bunch of dogs in it. The one about what pets do while owners. No, not that one either. No. The dogs end up saving a dog that is with its owner in a camper. I can't even remember. I'm gonna have to ask Liz, because her voice, all of a sudden she'll just say it. We'll be doing something, like if we're driving really, I might have been, they had to get together. Oh, gotcha. No, we rarely see them actually. We'll be doing something and all of a sudden Liz will just go, wee. That's what the hooray makes me think of. It cracks me up. Okay, so before I do this, I want to show you, we have adhesive sheets back, but they look completely different. They have no words on the backing. That has the cut piece that you peel away. It doesn't have a peel edge like it used to, but there's a cut line. It's in thirds, so it's cut like that. So, and I think you actually peel off the opposite part that what you think you're going to. So I don't know, but it peels more easily. Do you remember how with the old adhesive, what do they call it again? I can't, multi-purpose adhesive sheets. I think that was the full name. Excuse me. You had, if you got the backing, you got the edge of the backing, you kind of needed to pull it fast so that you didn't leave all of the adhesive on the part that you threw away. I feel like that is way better on this. So anyway, so that's just to tell you that. So I'm gonna do hooray, but I'm gonna show you the machine, and I'm gonna need to put my camera down. Hopefully I have it in good positioning here. Well, I think I'm going to show you not down yet. First of all, I'll show it to you. All right, so here's the machine. I have to say it's not as light as I thought it would be. It still seems pretty heavy. The handle comes unattached, and you get an Allen wrench and you put it in there. There's instructions for you to put the handle on. And I just love this part. Okay, so it's portable like this, but then you can open it to give you the whole base. Ah, I love this. Okay, so I'll show it to you again when I have my camera down, but I just wanted to show you the coolness of that in the first place. Okay, so with the machine, you get all of your sandwiching things, except for you don't get the magnetic platform, which I didn't really use it a lot anyway, because it seemed like you always had to have a perfect cutting mat for it to even work right. If it was warped at all, then it was a problem. So there are instructions that come with it that try to tell you how you're supposed to sandwich things, but honestly, the where it made the most sense to me was actually on the platforms themselves. It gives pictures and wording, so that's helpful, and they're all numbered, so this is helpful also. So number 1 is the platform that you're going to use every time. You need this for every time, unless obviously if you have the old thick dies, what are those called? I don't know what those are called. They're not what we used to call thinlets or framelets or whatever. They're the black dies. Obviously you don't use it for this, but for anything else you're going to use this platform. This is your number 1. That's what this number is. The number 2 is what I would call the tab that you either get out of the way or you leave, depending on whether or not you're doing embossing or whether you're doing die cutting. Does that make sense? So on the oldest platform that for the Big Shot that I knew of, there were tabs, and you either got it out of the way or you didn't. On the newer platform, this is that, I don't even know what it was called, but it's what you use when you're working with the dies. Okay? Then you have the 2 cutting mats. Those are labeled 3. So on these pictures, it gives you numbers so that you know what to do for your sandwiching. For number 3 is for your cutting mats. Okay, then number 4. So this is something that you need to keep in mind and pay attention to with your embossing folders. If you have a 3D embossing folder, so they used to be called dynamic. If you have a 3D embossing folder and it does not have the Sizzix name on it, then you need to use this with it, and only the platform, the number 1. So 1 and 4 are for when you use a 3D embossing folder. Okay, you're only going to use these 2 things. Now, if you do a regular embossing folder, you can use your cutting mats, but you're not going to use this die cutting piece. This is for what we used to call thinlets and framelets. Okay, now back to number 4 for a second. If you have a 3D embossing folder that does have the Sizzix name on it, it's a little bit thicker than our current ones that we have manufactured. And my understanding is you don't use number 4, it will be too thick, and you will only use a number 3 then. So just a one normal cutting mat. Okay. Now you might, it may depend on your machine. I don't know. Did you go away, Dina? Suddenly your name came up that you're watching. Or did I go non-live? That wouldn't be good. All right. So those are all of the sandwiching parts, and I'm gonna actually do this piece a second. So I'm gonna see. I'm gonna put you down, and hopefully it's not too close to the camera. Get it in the right position here. Okay, so here's my machine. So it's kind of angled a little bit, sorry. That's probably always the way it is. So I bring both of my parts down. Okay, so since I'm using, oops, I need this black piece too. Okay, so since I'm using, I'm out of camera, this die, this is from Well Written, or, well, Well Written I think is the stamp set. Anyway, it's the words that go with the Well Written stamp set. Since I'm using a die, I obviously need the number 1, which is the main platform, and I need the number 2. This is the thin part. This is the extra thickness that you need for dies. And I need number 3. That's the cutting mat. And I'm going to put my cardstock down. Oh, I forgot. That's not how I do things. All right, I'm going to see if I can, no, that's not going to work. All right, so I'm going to put this on here a sec. So I'm going to peel off this backing. I have an edge right here. So I peel this at this line, but this is the sticky part, the part that's cut. So I'm going to put this on here. And then peel this off. So the part that stays all one piece is actually the part that you get rid of, which is kind of weird, but if it works, fine. So I'm going to put these two together. Okay, so I have my cardstock with my my adhesive sheet on the back. So I'm going to put the adhesive down. Oops, now you need to get back in camera. Put the adhesive down, put my hooray on there, make sure I have the right end, because I didn't totally cut this to the exact size. And then I need my other number 3 to run this through. And I need to turn this way. Otherwise, I can't run it. So this is awesome that it is, it just goes really smoothly, and it does not like bounce hard. I just love it so much. All right, now I'm just gonna get this out of the way. Oops, I lost all my mats. Okay, so I have this piece. I didn't bring something to poke. Fortunately, I have a black pen here so I can get it out. Okay, so I have my hooray. Get it on camera. I'll peel the backing off, and it should get off all those pieces that are in the center too. Oops, there's one left. All right. I'll put hooray right on here. There we go. All right. So I'm all done with that up Upside down, backwards. Here I am. So, the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I really struggle with that name. It will be available to you to order, the full-size one, on September 1. And we still don't have a date yet for the mini one. The mini one is going to be so awesome. I'm so excited to see that. It's going to have the same functionality, same, you still can use it with dies and with embossing folders and whatever, but it's going to be, the opening is going to be this wide. So like, here's my hand. These are the mini embossing folders. I'm so excited. Oh, you want me to show a card again? Okay. Oops. Here's my card again. Inside too, or just this one? I know I love the new machine too. Did you catch what I was saying? This greeting? Oh, I forgot to tell you. So my greetings came from, I don't have any grandkids, but I love this stamp set that says a grand kid. It's so much fun, and there's so much in there that you can use even if you don't have grandkids. I love this happy birthday and this related one. So what I was trying to tell you was I did omitting or masking. I actually masked it, but I think it's called omitting for what I did. I got rid of the exclamation marks because I was using the grumpy cat. And it just didn't, he didn't seem like he would be using exclamation marks in his wording. Okay, so I think that's it. Thank you for mystery stamping with me. If you are interested in classes with me, I have a couple classes this month that are coming up. One is a mini stack with flowers. Oh, good. Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you that. You're welcome, Dawn, and thanks for joining me. And if you stamped with me, or if you go back and do the mystery stamping, I would love for you to go and post a picture of what you made on not this page, because unless you put in the comments, it's just hard to, only I can see it unless you put it in comments or put it in of this video, or you tag somebody or whatever. So where I would like you to put it is go to my community group. It is Dazzled by Stamping Community. And when I go back and edit this video, I'll put that up in the edited part, so you can just click that link if you don't know how to find it. So post it there, and then everybody can see what you made too. I love it. All right, so back to classes. If you're interested in classes, I have a flowers mini stack that will be this coming Tuesday, so less than a week away. You need to sign up by Friday. And I also have a well done class. Excuse me. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Thanks, Marcia. I have a well done class. You're going to be getting the designer paper that is part of the well done suite, or a whale of a time suite. I always get confused on suite names. But the ribbon and embellishments aren't going to be from the suite. It's going to be the bumblebee gingham ribbon and the in color enamel dots. That's what we're going to be using. And we're going to make 8 cards. What is a mini stack? A mini stack is what I call basically 6 cards, 2 each of 3 designs. But usually the mini stack itself has a theme. Like my all occasions card class is kind of like that too, but I base it on the occasions rather than on the theme. Like yesterday's theme for my class was animals. We used 3 different animal sets. The one for next week is going to be 3 different flower sets, and I actually name them on my events page. Do you know how to find my events page? You can go to my blog, or I think even, no, if you click events on my Facebook page, it's not the same as all my classes and stuff like that. Excuse me. So you can see the times and cost and all that kind of stuff on there. So I'll put a link to my events when I edit the top of this video too. So I think that's it. So there's 3 more classes coming up that you could sign up for. But the flowers mini stack you need to sign up for by Friday, so in a couple days. So thanks for joining me. I can't wait to see your samples. I am not putting my sample on until tomorrow. I'll share my close-up is what I always call it. So anyway, that's all that I have. Yes, just didn't understand the difference between the class and the mini stack. Yeah, it's just what I call something where I'm kind of focusing on, I don't know, probably technically my occasions class is a mini stack also. I don't know. Anyway, it's just what I decided to call it. Thank you so much. I'm glad you had so much fun. Thanks for joining me, and have a wonderful day. I hope you have sunshine and air conditioning you can go back into. Have a great day. Bye.